You're listening to Crystal Clear English Podcast. Learn English the crystal clear way. Okay, so let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're just stuck in a loop, learning new English words, only to forget them maybe just a few days later? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do you wish you could speak English, more confidently, but maybe feel a bit held back because your vocabulary isn't quite there yet? Or maybe, and this is super common, maybe you just struggle to find enough time in your busy schedule to study consistently. Well, today we're diving deep. We're looking at some honestly really powerful strategies that could actually transform how you build your English vocabulary. The goal here, turning those frustrations, those common ones, into genuine progress, real lasting progress. And get this just by dedicating a few minutes each day.
It's fascinating, isn't it? How often we hear exactly that from learners. I don't have time. My vocabulary is stuck. I forget everything. It really is a universal challenge. But with the approach we're exploring today offers a remarkably simple yet effective way to tackle it head on. Our mission really is to pull out the most actionable techniques for you, things you can use right away.
Okay, so this idea of just 5 minutes. Why 5 minutes? It sounds almost too good to be true, doesn't it? What's the magic behind such a short burst of time?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's not really about the quantity of time. It's much more about the consistency and the quality of your focus within that time. The core insight is you don't need hours. You really don't. What you need is consistency, regularity, and 5 minutes a day. That's an approachable commitment. It feels doable. It stops you feeling overwhelmed. And it genuinely fits into pretty much any schedule. On your commute, maybe a short break, right before bed. That consistent small effort builds momentum, something that hours of random study just can't match.
Right. And this isn't just some random idea we pulled out of thin air. This method works. We've seen it. It works because it's super time efficient. It's topic based, which we'll get into. It forces you to be active, not passive. And honestly, it's highly motivational. It's designed to give you those quick wins that don't just add words, but build your confidence to actually use them. Makes sense.
Absolutely. It's about building momentum through small, consistent successes.
Okay, so now let's get into the practical side. The step-by-step process. How do you actually make this part of your daily routine? And it's surprisingly straightforward, really. Step 1, choose a topic. The first thing is to pick a theme that genuinely relates to your life, your interests. Think about things you actually deal with or find interesting. Maybe movies and TV shows, travel, your job, the workplace, food, emotions, shopping, technology. The more relevant it feels to you, the better it'll stick.
And this topic-based approach, well, it raises an important question.
Yeah.
Why? Why focus on themes? What's fascinating here is how our brains work. Vocabulary sticks better when it's connected to your real-world experiences, your existing knowledge. It makes the learning immediately relevant, more memorable. It's not just random lists.
Okay, makes sense. So you've got your topic. What's step 2? Step 2 is learn 5 to 7 key words or phrases. And the advice here is crucial. Don't overload yourself. Focus on a small, manageable set. Quality over quantity. For instance, if your topic is workplace, you might choose words like deadline, report, feedback, promotion, meeting, just a few. And a practical tip here, use flashcards maybe,
Yeah.
or vocabulary apps, or even just a small notebook. Jot them down, easy to grab.
Yeah, keep it simple. The tool doesn't matter as much as the consistency.
Right. Now, step 3, and this one is, well, I'd say it's absolutely critical. Use the words in sentences. See, just reading words is passive. It doesn't quite cut it. Using them is what makes your brain really lock them in. Remember them.
Spot on. What's fascinating here is the shift from passive to active. When you speak or write sentences with these new words, you're actively training your brain to recall them faster next time. It moves from just recognizing a word, seeing it on a page, to actually producing it when you need it in conversation or writing. That's the goal.
So give us an example, like with deadline or feedback. You'd actually say or write something like, my deadline for the project is Friday. Or maybe, we received positive feedback from the client. Is that the idea?
Exactly that. Simple, personal sentences that use the word naturally.
Okay, so that leads nicely into step 4. Use the words in context. This means imagining you're in a real situation, a situation where you'd naturally use these words.
Right. Context builds confidence. It makes it feel real.
So for example, at work, you might actually say, maybe even just practicing to yourself, let's schedule a meeting to review the report. Or if your topic was movies, wow, the plot twist was totally unexpected.
Precisely. The more realistic you make these little practice scenarios, the more natural and automatic it will feel when you need to use those words in a real conversation. It really bridges that gap, the gap between learning in theory and applying in practice.
Got it. So Choose topic, learn 5, 7 words, use in sentences, use in context. What's the final step? Step 5, review and repeat. Because this isn't a one and done thing, is it? The idea is the next day before you learn your new set of words, you dedicate just 1 minute, seriously, just a minute, to quickly review the words from the previous day.
Yes, and this touches on memory, doesn't it? Reviewing consistently is key. It actively prevents forgetting. It strengthens those neural pathways we talked about, making those words easier and easier to recall over time. And there are great tools for this. Spaced repetition apps like Anki or Quizlet. They're brilliant. Or, low-tech works too. Sticky notes around your room. Or just using the words again in a personal journal entry, whatever keeps them fresh.
This is all really practical stuff. And if you listening are finding these insights helpful and you're feeling ready to really, boost your English skills, make sure you follow and subscribe to the Crystal Clear English podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. We're always sharing practical tips and strategies just like these to help you on your English journey. Don't miss out. Okay, so to make this even clearer, let's walk through a quick example. Let's do a sample 5-minute vocabulary booster. Topic, emotions. Ready?
Let's do it.
All right, so for our 5, 7 words, let's pick 5. Excited, meaning very happy. Example, I'm excited about the weekend. Nervous, meaning slightly afraid or anxious, like I feel nervous before interviews. Makes sense. Frustrated, meaning annoyed, maybe because you can't do something. I get frustrated when I can't focus. Yeah, I feel that. Grateful, meaning thankful. I'm grateful for your help. Always a good one. And confident, meaning sure of yourself. She felt confident on stage.
A great selection. Common, useful words.
Right. So the idea is you spend maybe 2 minutes just learning these definitions, looking at the examples. Then you spend the other 3 minutes. What do? You say or write your own sentences, using excited, nervous, frustrated, grateful, confident, maybe relate them to your own day or feelings, and boom, that's it. 5 minutes done for the day.
It's quick, it's focused, and importantly, it works. It builds that habit.
Absolutely. Now, beyond those core 5 steps, there are a few bonus tips. Things we've seen really help ensure long-term success with this.
Ways to really embed it into your life.
Exactly. First one, set a specific time. Consistently doing it at the same time each day, maybe right after lunch or just before sleep, creates a really powerful habit. Your brain starts to expect it. Second, real-world application. Push yourself. Use the words you're learning in your everyday interactions, maybe in WhatsApp chats or comments on social media. Even just thinking to yourself in English.
That active use outside the study time is crucial for making it stick.
Definitely. Another tip, self-recording. Try recording yourself saying the new words, maybe in those sentences you created. It's great for checking your pronunciation, listening back, and honestly, it's pretty cool to hear your own progress over time.
Yeah, that auditory feedback is really valuable.
And this one's maybe a bit surprising. Teach others. Seriously, try explaining the words you learned to a friend or a family member. Teaching something is one of the best ways to solidify it in your own memory and understanding. It forces clarity.
It really does. You have to understand it well to explain it well.
And finally, track your progress. Keep a simple log, maybe. Celebrate those small wins. Look back each week and see how many new words you've actually learned and used. It's a fantastic motivator to see how far you've come.
What's really effective about all these bonus tips, is how they all reinforce the main principles. Being active, being consistent. They help transform vocabulary learning from feeling like a chore into something that's just an integrated, maybe even enjoyable part of your daily life. And that's when it really sticks.
So, okay, let's bring this all together. What's the main takeaway for you listening?
For me, the core message is very incredibly powerful and liberating, actually. It's this. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need hours. You just have to be consistent.
Exactly. And if you think about the maths, it's quite motivating. 5 minutes a day doesn't sound like much, right? But that adds up. It adds up to 2.5 hours of focused learning every single month. That's significant progress, achieved through tiny, manageable steps. Imagine that over a year. It really puts it into perspective. So the advice is clear. Don't wait. Don't wait for the perfect time or when I have more time. Because, let's be honest, that rarely happens. Choose a topic today. Learn just a few words using this method and start using them right away. The journey to more confident, more fluent English, it really does begin with that first, small, consistent step. We're genuinely excited for you to take it and see the results. And one last reminder, if you want more practical English learning tips, more strategies like this, make sure you subscribe and follow the Crystal Clear English podcast. We're here to support you every step of the way on your learning journey.
And that leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? A provocative question, perhaps. How might consistently expanding your vocabulary, even just with these small daily additions, how might that begin to change not just what you can say in English, but maybe even how you perceive the world, how you interact with everything around you? Something to think about.
Thank you for listening to the Crystal Clear English podcast. Learning another language is like becoming another person.